What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. On this episode, another Love is Blind Season 9 reaction video and also review. We're just watching the season and commenting and mentioning some of the stuff that happens in real life that can happen on Love is Blind here. So that was today's episode about. Before we get into it, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will appreciate that. Please let your friends and family know about Love is Blind, Nerdy Dating's reaction here, Nerdy Dating reaction of Love is Blind. I appreciate that. Also, want to let you guys know on this episode is called Ghost Town for episode 3, Ghost Town. So let's see what it's going to be about, because last time we saw what it looked like Patrick was getting ghosted or rejected. So let's find out right now. So Patrick is really distraught and really upset at the fact that he was ghosted by Anna, a person who said that she doesn't ghost people, or that she has ghosted. She was like, it wasn't like a really serious connection. She would just have a conversation with them and then it fades out. Well, she just ghosted both Blake and Patrick here, and Patrick gotta deal with that, and Blake is dealing with that as the girl try to figure out what's going on with Anna. Now, I do want to talk about this one real quick because it's very interesting that Anna said she doesn't like to ghost people, but yet she completely ghosted these two guys on the show. She should have been honest about this and said like, hey, I don't think this is for me. I'm gonna go home, see you guys later, good luck on your experiment. That's how she should have reacted, because Patrick and Blake both had other connections. They both were set on Anna, and I wonder if Anna would have stayed around, who she would have chosen. Would she would have chosen Blake, or she would have chose Patrick? But we would never figure that out and never find out, because she left the show and just went home without telling neither one of them that I'm not doing this anymore. I miss my family. I'm going to leave. So it's kind of crappy and it sucks. And Patrick's reaction is definitely that of somebody who got ghosted, who really wanted to meet somebody, who was excited about talking to somebody, and that hurts a lot for him. And you can see it. You can see it on his face. You can see his body reaction. Now, it is editing with this, so they could have edited to show that Patrick was curled up in a ball, but it might not have been that same day. It could be a different reason why he's curled up. But yes, it's very crappy to ghost somebody and not tell them why you're ghosting them, versus she should have just kind of been like, hey, this is not for me. Appreciate the time, but I'm going to leave on this experiment. So, yeah. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. All right, let's keep it moving. It brings up the conversation about having friends of the opposite sex and friends that you have slept with if you're still friends with them. And Mike brings up the fact that he has a female friend that he used to sleep with, that one of his exes, but also she still comes over to his private sauna, but she has a boyfriend. They just sauna together. While Jordan looks at Mike and is like, nah, man, don't do that. All right, so I do respect Mike for being honest about that, but the fact that he still has female friends that he hooks up with, or he used to hook up with, or dated, and now they have moved on, and hopefully they can see like if that's just not what they're about, so therefore it's okay for them to be friends. The sauna thing, I do see why Jordan was like, yo, now you gotta cut that out. That's not cool to have your former partner sauna with you without your current partner. He's single, so right now it's not a problem to him. He knows his limit as far as how far that can go, and hopefully they both been understanding one another and respect the boundary of her relationship. But yeah, if he brought home another girl, I can see her being very upset that he is in a sauna with a girl that he used to hook up with and not be 100% honest about what's going on there. 1000%, I can see that. So yeah, that is a very interesting point. But another thing that Edmund is the one who brought it up. Now I wonder if Edmund is in positions where he doesn't know how to have female friends that he's not sexually attracted to, or female friends that he just platonic. I wonder if he question there because he wants to know if that's a thing to do or can you do that. Like he said, Mike, like, oh, obviously you've never done that. You don't sleep with any of your female friends. And Mike's like, I've dated girls before. We didn't work out, became friends, and so be it. We don't hook up anymore. We have a sauna, like we share saunas, which you go to the gym with a sauna that might be co-ed, you probably share different, like a bunch of sauna with different people, different races, different genders and whatnot. So that's not that strange, but he has his own sauna, so that she's in it. That part's kind of crazy, I would say. Like, it's not a public sauna, it's just a personal sauna. That's something. But other than that, yeah, Mike can't do that. But there's nothing wrong with having friends of the opposite sex. You actually, it would be a green flag to meet somebody who does have friends of the opposite sex, because you can see how they react around the opposite sex. You can see how they move around, or how they navigate those conversations, what they do. And also, when somebody's saying something that's misogynistic or something that's out of pocket, that person can be checked by the person, like, hey, your viewpoint is kind of wrong here, let me explain why. So there's nothing wrong with having friends with the opposite sex, as long as they respect each other's boundaries, respect each other, and don't try to like hit on one another. And if you have a person who try to hit on you that's still in your friend circle, you need to figure out why they're doing it. Like, you don't need to figure out, you just need to tell them, like, hey, I'm in a relationship, that has to stop. And that doesn't stop, goodbye to our friendship, because that's not really a true friend. A true friend will respect your relationship and won't try to put themselves in between you and your relationship. But Mike and Megan have a conversation about they're into the same things, have some of the same lifestyles, and talks about nutrition. And Mike talks about Jordan's son and says how, he doesn't get how Luca can have diabetes, because, he has a friend who was pre-diabetic and all he did change up his lifestyle to clean up his diet. And Megan kind of just listens but doesn't say anything. I think that is very interesting how Megan doesn't react to Mike's comment about Luca being diabetic, and doesn't say, like, well, there are two types of diabetes. There's diabetes type 1 and diabetes type 2. Megan doesn't say anything to Mike about that. She just kind of let him dig his hole there, and just kind of like, okay, like he doesn't really know what the difference is when it comes to types of diabetes. And I find that very interesting that she kind of let him dig a hole and didn't really correct him. But also, I guess, getting to know each other more. But I wonder if that solidified her interest in Jordan. I don't know. There's a thought there. Okay, moving forward. Megan, after having a conversation with Mike and really seeing how her and Mike really mesh, she was on the verge of telling Jordan that, hey, this might not work. It might not be a good fit for us. We should just be friends. Jordan and Megan have a really good conversation about kids and about pretty much lifestyle as well, and how he doesn't mind being he spends his money in certain ways because of being materialistic, which piques Megan's interest, because he likes going on fancy dinners, he likes doing like nice shoes. So it's something that Megan saw, like, but then he really leans into the topic of kids and talks about Luca and how he likes being a father, how he likes raising Luca, and how he wants to say I love you. Megan reacts to that in a very positive way. I would say this, when it comes to Megan and Jordan here, Jordan really is leaning into the son. He's really leaning into the fact that he has a kid, and the fact that how his purpose in life has changed because of the fact that he has Luca. And because of that, he just want to make sure Luca is giving everything he can give and let Luca know that he loves him. And he said his dad knew he knew his dad loved him, but his dad didn't really express that to him. But yet with Luca here, he can have the ability to tell that to his son more and more often. Megan really likes that. She really resonates with that, because she wants to be a mother. She wants to be a caring mother. She wants to give to a kid. And by Jordan already doing that, it really piques her interest. And I can see her going down that pathway with him. Some good conversations here between the two of them. I do think it really resonates with Megan that Jordan is a good father to his son, which is great. But there gotta be more than that. And Megan talks about how she don't think they mash well lifestyle-wise. She doesn't think so. but yet this thing with the kid really sits with her and sits with her heart, versus Mike might be the better person for her overall. So Megan was confused on where not to go with Jordan or Mike, but she really wanted to speak to her number one, which was Blake. Blake ghosted her, coming from the same guy who also said ghosting, was asking about ghosting in the previous episode. Well, after Anna has left, he also left the show as well. He did not say goodbye to Megan. You know, Anna was his number one. He did not say goodbye to Megan and just left the show. It's kind of wild that he also left the show, that Blake left the show and not say goodbye to Sparkle Meg. I understand that he's like, the experiment was good. The experiment, he's really grateful for it, but he just left somebody in the lurch and not really telling like, hey, I'm leaving. She was expecting to meet him and he was gone. Like, he at least should have met her and say, hey, it's been fun to meet you, it's been fun talking to you, but I'm dipping out in this experiment. Thank you so much. It's kind of crazy that he just left the show and didn't say goodbye. I understand Anna was his number one, but he also let somebody else sitting there like, what the heck? So now Megan, it does help Megan out with her options. She don't have to worry about Blake anymore. That, you know, that was her number one. So it's pretty much as a sign for her, but yeah, it's really crappy. Ghosting is not fun. And you get, this season will show you the reaction of people being ghosted. It is not a fun thing. It's not fun getting ghosted. It hurts. It's not some people just move on from it. Like, so many rejections after a while eats away at somebody. So it's cool that it's showing the aftermath of what ghosting can look like. But for an experiment like this, I think it's better for the contestants to be like, hey, I'm leaving. Thank you for your time. Because it's not just a swipe right, swipe left. You're connecting more on an emotional level than just a dating app. So, all right, let's keep it moving. We finally had the reveal where Joe and Madison finally get to see each other for the first time, and Madison's ecstatic. She's ecstatic. She's excited to meet Joe. Joe, he is, as Madison called it, nervous. Joe kisses her. Madison actually kisses Joe first, grabs her hand around, kisses him, and Joe steps away a little bit, but then she tries to like get back to him, and he kind of like puts his hands up a little bit. Like just trying to look like he's trying to get a look with her, but he kept saying this is not what he imagined. And he also states that, you know, they can't believe that's what, you know, I connected to, and he said her I connected to. Joe, from watching this reaction to Madison, looked like he wasn't 1,000% into her. He did say at one point, like, that's who that was behind the shield, the mirror. He kind of has that reaction to her where he's not 1,000% all there, and he even says that's not somebody I will be going after in the real world. It's, you know, but that's what Love is Blind is about. He kind of wraps around. At first, the shock of her, that's not his type, and he's like trying to process that while kissing her. Like there's blatantly, I watched this back and I saw when he was kissing her, because Madison grabs him, she kisses him, and he kisses her, but he kind of like the first person to pull away from the two, and he kind of put his arms like kind of around her hips and like glides her back just a little bit. Not anything aggressive, just a little glide, and then she kind of comes into a little more, and he kind of does a little push back, and like he's trying to do the whole look like, let me get a full view of you, but it looks like he's not 1,000% there yet, which, okay, I get it. Somebody you're not really into, and he's trying to figure out where he process where he can continue being with her. That's what's happening that I see right here when it comes to these two. Madison's all into it. Madison does notice it. She said he's a nervous little boy. She noticed it 1,000%, but he needs to figure that out, which that should have been her first flag. But I get it. Endorphins are running. Dopamine is running. Understand. Also, she's really big on boy butts. Don't know why, but I guess, you know, there's butt people who like looking at butts, and she just like looking at man butts. I ain't gonna front her for that. Do your thing, Madison. Do your thing. All right, keep it rolling. So Brendan and Annie had a conversation, and there's a little back and forth where Annie feels like Brendan is not reassuring her. She's asking him, hey, I feel like I just need some reassurance. And Brendan's like, yes, I am giving you reassurance. They have back and forth. Brendan does ask Annie, is she obsessive? And Annie says, yes, she is. Annie says she really likes Brendan and he's her number one, but want to see what else is like still feeling a little bit for somebody else. And Nick comes in and he gives her everything she wants for reassurance. He tells her that, one, he opens up with sex talk. And then two, he tells her he's gonna be there for her. He tells her I'm gonna be the man that's gonna take care of you and I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna tell you that we're gonna have a place in Denver. We're gonna have a place in Dillon. He uses the R word as he calls it. O-U-R, by the way, not R word, but O-U-R word. So, yes, Annie feels more validated and vindicated with Nick than she does with her main match, Brendan. So Brendan and Annie's conversation is kind of interesting there because Brendan is feeling like he's let her know that he likes her, but he's being really chill about it and not being 100%. And Annie tells her like, I need reassurance. I feel like you're not reassuring me. And they have a little back and forth, and she calls him getting frustrated, which is something that's really interesting when you talk to somebody you want to be with. You say you sound frustrated, as he's saying like, yes, I am into you. I do like you. Now, Brendan does say something that kind of brings a flag in my eyes where he asked her, are you obsessive? And Annie says, yes, she is. And he's like, I feel like you're more obsessive than I am. He's like, you are 99, you're 1,000%, and I am 99%. And he also tells her like, and she's like, I like to win. And he's like, yeah, that's why I gave you the 1% more. I think that's something that like Brendan probably on the rocks there, because he's like, I don't want to be with somebody who's obsessive. And he does ask if she's affectionate, when she said yes, she is. He's like, okay, cool. But on the flip side, you have Nick, who is validating her with every little thing. He opens up with sex and sex talks and how he hasn't seen a woman in like a couple of days and how he hasn't seen anything on TV, or there's no TV, it's just black and white images. And he's like, oh, and he does a whole dog wolf thing, which is, but anyway, he's saying the things that Annie wants to hear. He's saying how she's sexy she is, and how he would do these things for her, how he'll be there for her. And Annie is eating it up. She is chewing it with a spoon and gulping it down. And Nick, body language in this doesn't reflect somebody who's into a conversation. Now, he probably fidgeting in his little notebook, but he's looking down the whole time saying these things, saying our place in Dillon, our place in Denver. And she heard the word R and she was like, I am all in, which is interesting. She gotta be careful about that, but she dived in on that. And Nick is like, yeah, I got you. She can't see his reaction, but it's almost watching him looking down at the notebook and saying these things. It's like somebody who is looking at their phone and not paying 100% attention to you. And they're just like, yeah, it was a good day. I hear you. So we need to be at, the mall at 7 p.m. on Friday. Understand? I got you. Don't worry about it. I'll be to pick you up at 6:30. Like, he is saying these things without actually being engaged, while she is sitting on the couch, looking towards the wall, looking towards the mirror and talking, and not really looking down, fidgeting. She's looking over at him. Yes, she's sitting at the side view, but she's looking at the wall while he's looking down. Now, granted, it's editing, I understand, but something to think about there. But Annie's definitely shifting right now, and we can see the shift in the conversations. I completely despise this reaction between Kate and Nick. Kate is looking at the mirror, she at the window, or the talk box, whatever you want to call it. 100%, 1,000% into it, and thought, great. Nick is sitting on the couch halfway side, glancing at the mirror, at the window, and saying whatever, the stuff that she wants to hear. He said that, he loves her and she's very special to him and he will fight for her. But it's almost like he said it without being genuine. And Kate, who is genuinely into this, she is going all in, and Nick is kind of just like nonchalant about it. He's still looking into the notebook that he was looking into when he's talking to Annie, and just kind of like just saying things to say things to play the game. And it really bugs me. Like, his energy, his reaction, his body language did not say and show the thing that somebody who says they love you or really want to into you. It doesn't. It's just like somebody, like I said earlier, you look at your phone, looking at somebody like, I love you. Like, he should have been looking at the window, maybe like moving around, maybe being a little anxious about it. But he's not. He just like looking down at a book. Like, yeah, I love you. That's how that vibe felt. Versus Kate's on the other side of the wall, fidgeting with food, which is fine, but at least she's engaging with the conversation and showing engagement and showing that like genuine care that Nick is not giving. Calibria and Edmund get together. Calibria tells Edmund how much she loves him, how much she really appreciates him. Edmund tells Calibria that he loves her too. Edmund proposed to Calibria. Calibria says yes. Yeah, they're going to the altar together. Or they're going to they're getting engaged. So yeah, that's about that for them. Patrick is currently still trying to process being ghosted by Anna and shifting his focus to Casey. As he's talking about Casey, he's talking about the things that he sees are good flags, like her family is open to interracial relationships. Her family has different things going on, and he's trying to wrap all that up. The Patrick situation here is kind of interesting to me, where he is trying to figure out if Casey's a good match for him, but he's talking himself into Casey versus saying, no, I don't really see it as well. She seemed hesitant by the fact that I was Asian, but you know what? We have all these other things that we might work. He said he was too similar to Anna, and that's why him and Anna wouldn't work, but it's easy to say that now that Anna has left the show. So now that she left the show, it's easy for him to say that they won't work because they're not going to work. It's like taking a loss, but then like, well, I didn't want to have no fun anyway. I want to just go home too. Like, that's what's happening there. He's trying to talk into the human emotion, talking himself into Casey, which Mike, I do appreciate Mike actually giving advice to Patrick about Casey and how they might not be as similar. And there's some things he noticed, and as he's trying to dive deep into it, Patrick's like, no, don't tell me anymore. I have enough. I think I'm good here, which is not really the best thing. He should have took the advice from Mike. And I understand Mike might not have been the best person to take advice from, but took advice from Mike, and that could have helped Patrick make a better decision on Casey here in that moment. But he said, nuh-uh, I'm not doing it, which is fine. But then he said it was similar, and the producer or the camera guy, the dude behind the camera, the writer, whatever the case would be, they asked, in what way? Like, specifically, can you give me an answer? And he was like, I specifically cannot. It's been a long day, and I can't really give an answer to this one. Like, you say somebody is common with you, have a lot of things in common. You'll think you'd be able to give an answer to that. Like, what do you have in common? Is it sports? Is it lifestyle? Is it, leisure time? Like, he didn't even bring up anything like that besides the fact that her family is okay with dating outside the race. You gotta have more than that. That's not enough. And that doesn't say anything about Casey. It really said that her family is open to dating outside the race, which is great. And her family will accept Patrick, which is great. But what about Casey herself? That's where I think Patrick needed to figure it out. And I understand he just got ghosted by his number one, so he trying to figure out his number two, Casey, and trying to make it a match. Like, he really wants to find love. Great, but you can't force love. All right, let's get back into it. So Patrick and Casey have a conversation, and Casey says she needs reassurance from Patrick and see if Patrick really wants to be with her. And Patrick is also hesitant on his side, where Casey asks, do you like me? He's like, yeah, of course I like you. I like you. Like, I do like you. And Casey's like, are you sure? And asks Patrick, what is he scared of? And he say he feels that like Casey's not 100% into him, like he's into her, which Casey's like, I don't want to be hurt. I've been taken advantage of. I don't want to be hurt. If I didn't have a connection with you or see myself with you, I wouldn't be in this pod right now. I would have walked out 2 days ago. So the Casey and Patrick thing here that's really interesting to me is that Patrick legit needs reassurance as well as Casey needs reassurance, but Patrick's not taking the step forward. All right, he made the claim that he's going to go forth with Casey. He should be trying to tell her like, hey, do you want to be my boyfriend? He's trying to play it out to the 10-day thing because they have to wait on the 10th day of the pods is when they do their reveal and engagement proposal. But you can become boyfriend and girlfriend in between that time frame. And he tells Casey that he disconnected or cut out one of his matches, one of his connections, but it's not because he wanted to, he was forced to. I think he only had 2 at this time. That was Anna and Casey, and because Anna left, Casey was the only one left, and he should have just said like, hey Casey, I want to move forward with you. Do you want to be my girlfriend? That's what he should have did, and that would have given her the validation that she needed, the reassurance that she needed. Because right now, if you're just in that talking stage, there is no reassurance. You don't know how this person truly feels. They can tell you they really into you, but they might not actually be into you. And for them to get that validation that they need, he should just said, Casey, will you be my girlfriend? And then boom, that's it. It's a wrap. And then from there, you can go forward how you want to go forward when you do the reveal. But right here, right now, what Patrick is doing, he doesn't sound confident or sure about her, and I can see why she's acting that way towards him. So Jordan thought Megan was ghosting him, and they have a good conversation after Megan pops up that she's not ghosting him. Have a good conversation, a good back and forth that he really feels like he's aligned with her and he's ecstatic. He says he's love drunk. Mike is hearing this conversation when Jordan comes back to the man quarters, and Mike tells Patrick that this is the one that he's competing against. He's competing against Jordan. Mike and Megan are having a conversation where Mike gets Megan to reveal that she's dating Jordan. And then asks her, what is her hesitation, pretty much. And Megan said, you remind me of my exes. Mike says, I don't want to be like your exes. Like, we have a lot in common, but I'm not like them. He's like, you're everything I want to have. He's like, we can be a power couple, but I also don't want to look like an idiot. And that's what he tells Megan. So that's why he wants to see how she feels. And Megan tells Mike, I need time. And Mike tells Megan, don't worry about it. Sleep on it. I won't hold this against you. And Megan kind of has a look on her face. Mike had a prime opportunity to separate himself from Jordan in this moment. Once he figured out that Megan was dating Jordan, he should have went all in versus trying to sit and ask her whether she or how she feels about him. If he knows that she's been talking to him this whole time and they're having a good back and forth and that he feels like she is genuinely the person for him, he should have asked her, would you be my girlfriend? Would you marry me? But he did not. Instead, he tried to make Jordan look bad in front of her and want to see where she's sitting at right now. She's split between 2 guys. Potentially she had 3, but now it's 2, and really just needed one person to step up. If Mike would take that step and said, I really like you, he would have separated himself from Jordan and her exes, which she's afraid of. That's the hang up with Mike, is that he's really similar to the people that she dated in the past. Yes, she don't know what he looks like, but she knows the kind of person and lifestyle that he has, which Mike said they could be a power couple, which is a very good thing, that you have connection and have similarity with the person you're dating with. You're not 100% the same, but what Mike is trying to do now, instead of just saying, I'm gonna take the step up and make you my girlfriend or give you the actual no, yes or no answer, he just tried to take a shot at Jordan and then also really like give herself some time. When she said I needed time, she probably needed a moment for like, I need somebody to really be like sure about me. And Mike pretending to be sure but not being 100% sure is the problem in this situation. That's it for episode 3 of Love is Blind season 9. Finish it off there with the reveal of Calabria and Edmund. and we don't know how the reaction is to the next episode. But thank you guys for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating reaction to Love is Blind Season 9. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please tell your friends and family about the show. I appreciate y'all. See y'all in the next episode, and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating, you want to put it in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you, and keep being awesome.